Hey, Tyson Mutrux here with Mutrux Firm Injury Lawyers. And today I'm going to talk about the process of litigation now that we've filed a lawsuit in your case. Now, I'm going to give you the general outline of a typical case. Not every single case follows this process. Sometimes we do things out of order, but this is the basic process of how things work. Obviously, the first thing we've done was we've filed a lawsuit. After that, the defendant is served with the paperwork, so with the actual lawsuit that we sued them with, and the summons for them to file an answer. So that's physically taken to them and served upon them, either by a sheriff or by a process server. Once that's done, they have 30 days to file an answer. So it's 30 days of them actually being served with it, not 30 days of us filing the lawsuit. Once they have filed an answer, that's whenever things start to begin. And this is assuming that they've not filed a motion to dismiss, because sometimes that's what they do in these cases. As opposed to filing an answer, they'll file a motion to dismiss, and we'll have to deal with that before we deal with anything else. So assuming that they have filed an answer, usually the next step is for us to go through what's called written discovery, and that's just an exchange of information and documents. In its simplest form, that is what it is. And I actually talk more about what written discovery is in another video, but in a nutshell, that's what it is. Once both parties have finished that, and that usually takes about 60 to 90 days to go through that process, and if there's any motions or objections about discovery, then that could prolong things by quite a bit. But once we've gone through that, then we do what are called party depositions. So the actual parties to the lawsuit, we will usually do depositions at that time. And a deposition is just whenever you sit in a room, in a conference room, and a court reporter's there, and the attorneys get to ask the parties questions. And I talk about depositions in another podcast, so I'm not going to go into that right here, but the next step is normally party depositions. And during this entire process, we're still going through other discovery, exchanging more information and documents, motions are being filed, but there are certain benchmarks that we hit along the way, and this is what I'm going over. After party depositions, you'll also have expert depositions, and those are usually liability experts, so accident reconstructionists, or we're also talking about medical experts, so doctors. That's another part of the process. Also during this, while this is going on, and this takes several months to do, this isn't something that is easily done in a matter of weeks, because you're having to coordinate schedules between the parties, between the experts, and between the attorneys. It can take some time. But we're also having court appearances throughout this to talk to the judge, to give the judge an update on the case. And those are usually called CMCs, or case management conferences, or status conferences. You'll hear them called several different things. Once we have gotten all the experts done, all the depositions done, we've exchanged all the discovery, usually the next thing is to get a trial date. So we will set a trial date. It's usually several months into the future, depending on the venue. Sometimes it's over a year into the future. It really, really does depend on where you are, what venue, what county you're in. Once we have a trial date, there's usually a pretty big lull, but the parties are still checking in with each other. There's settlement negotiations going on. Sometimes we'll even do a mediation. Mediations are completely optional unless ordered by the court, but usually they are optional. And sometimes we will do that, where the parties will just meet and try to get the case resolved. We're not always able to do that. Sometimes we are. But if we're not able to get the case resolved, then the next step in the case is trial, which from the date that the actual lawsuit's filed to the actual trial date, you're looking, best case scenario, 9 months, worst case scenario, 3 years, depending on the venue. On average, right around, I'd say 12 to 18 months is what you're looking at getting a case from start to finish when it comes to filing to trial. So hopefully that answers some of your questions about the process of litigation. If you have any questions, give us a call, 888-550-4026. Check out our YouTube channel as well, Mutrux Firm Injury Lawyers, where we have a lot of explainer videos. And then make sure you like us on Facebook. We put out great information every single day that might help you out with your case. All right, thanks a lot. Make it a great day.